Alright guys, it's been a short while, but welcome back to the Arsenal career mode. This is episode 16 and I just thought I'd let you know that the gameplay was recorded prior to this commentary right here. This is a voiceover or narration, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, welcome to episode 16. We're kickstarting the episode with a big game against Spurs, of course, the North London derby, and it is at Spurs as well. So I didn't actually show you guys the league table, but we're like, I think we were either 4th or 5th. I can't quite remember, but we're up there like with Spurs, Chelsea, West Brom are like doing really well, which is strange. But luckily enough, you know, we're not like a million miles away, so we're kind of at that stage now where we need to start racking up like some wins together and bringing some points back. So that was definitely my main aim, of course, because we want to try to win the Premier League. I included that there just to show, just so I could tell you guys like how good that was Zuma with the defending there, just how good Zuma's been recently for me. He's been absolutely throughout this episode as well. You may or may not see a bit more of it, but Zuma's been just incredible. And like, as you can tell by this episode, I am going to try to include more chances as well and not just all goals. Just feel that it works a bit better. Giroud was pretty unlucky there. Arguably should have done better, but I don't think he got that all wrong. Just couldn't really connect with it well. Ospina begged me to start the game. I started him and so far cannot fault him. 2 saves there, as you saw, one after the other, 2 really good saves. Sadly though, we did concede. Gibbsy there, as you can see, just not being, for a defender, that's just not good enough, not being strong enough there, in his own half, pretty much in his own box, losing out, and obviously that then led to Spurs' goal. A 1-0 early lead for Tottenham there. But with some good play, eventually some nice passing, as you can see there, we gave it out to Ollie, who cut in on that left foot of his, and although Vorm did get a hand to it, it wasn't enough to keep Ollie out, and luckily enough that meant we could go into half time level. Some nice play again there. Now with this, I probably rushed the shot there. I thought it was still a good effort, still worthy to be put in. But yeah, I probably could have taken an extra touch on that, and that could have possibly been a goal. That was my bad, not Giroud's. But what can you do? How do you defend against that, guys? That is an absolutely insane goal from Bentaleb, I think it was. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant goal. I could not, both of Spurs' goals, bar the Gibbs mistake. The actual 2 goals that were scored were really good. Giroud with another header there, unlucky, good save from Vorm. So it was a pretty like even game, as you can see. Out wide, I think the Sanchez, yeah, with the header there. Again, Vorm just saving rather comfortably. But late on, we decided to bring Welbeck on, and he goes and does that with his magic feet, and yeah, puts us back on level terms late on there, very late on indeed. But it's just brilliant play all around. I think it's Gabriel actually who plays the ball to Welbeck, but what Welbeck does after that is just insane anyway, and you know, it's a solo goal from Danny Welbeck there to put us back on level terms. So both our strikers scoring, and I'm very pleased with that. Giroud had some good chances as well. And yeah, Welbeck, I brought him on and he did exactly what I wanted him to do. Sadly, we weren't able to pick up the win, but we do take a draw and a good deserved point, to be fair, in what was a very close, tough, very level matched North London derby at White Hart Lane. Thanks to Olivier Giroud and of course Danny Welbeck. Now, our second game of this episode is of course against Leicester City. We're back at the Emirates this time, in front of the home crowd. Here is the Arsenal lineup, guys. Mahrez having a bash against Leicester. Other players just in there trying to give like Insigne and Isco a chance again. Ramsey and Coquelin in there, of course, and throwing Chambers in, and Cech is back in goal. I'm not quite sure what to do with the goalkeeping situation yet. I might leave that to you guys. Leicester's lineup, of course, they started Vardy and Okazaki. I think last time we played Leicester, I don't think they started Vardy. Early chance here, actually. Chambers does really... I thought I'm going to stick Chambers on this. I'm going to keep him on it. Just get it into the box. He picks out Isco, and you guys might not think that's that good, but I think that's a pretty good effort. It's a comfortable save, but that was a great ball from Chambers. Some great play from, was that Insigne out wide? I tell you what, he's one of my favourite signings, definitely. And yeah, one of my favourite players as well. Giroud was so close there at the near post. He usually does put them in, but unfortunately couldn't that time.
Excellent passing, great interplay. And in goes the cross.
And again, just Ollie's getting there, but just can't quite connect just yet. And that, can I just say, the build-up play to that was just brilliant. So it was straight from Ollie's chance, straight out wide, and then we straight out. Leicester thought they'd cleared it, but didn't. And it's a 100% penalty. You will get a replay of that in a second. But that pass though to Insigne was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Just not so cheeky. And yeah, it's Insigne. I mean, come on, that was going to be a definite goal. So he's quite lucky to only get a yellow for that, I think. Was Giroud the right man for the job? There's only one way to find out. Top left, no mither at all. One of the few Arsenal players that can actually score a penalty. If you've watched the Euros, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. But yeah, a 1-0 lead for us. Pretty good position to be in. I thought this was a decent chance as well. It was with Giroud's right foot, which he's not usually that good on, but I thought it was a great effort. Wanted to try something a bit cheeky from the corner, as you can see. Played it along the ground to Ramsey. Little flick up. And then he pops the volley, which goes out for another corner. But good effort, trying to recreate something of somewhat similar as to what he scored against Galatasaray. However, unfortunately didn't quite pay off. Ramsey, though, had a fantastic game, I have to say. He's in some really good form. Ramsey, Coquelin and Wilshere all in some good form. Elneny, perhaps not so much, but not playing too bad either. This was a cracking opportunity. Probably should have done better, but I do think it was a bit difficult. It was slightly behind him, so he's had to like kind of turn to hit that. But like I say, Insigne is one of my favourite players, and if you're after somebody out wide in that position, I would highly recommend him. Petr Cech there making a good save, of course. Some lovely footwork there. Giroud slipping Ramsey through. It's great. Is that a great save or is that a bad shot? You guys let me know in the comments down below. Ramsey had a cracking game, so I don't want to slay him too much. From the corner though, it was Gabriel that went up, couldn't quite get to it, got injured in the process, and then Giroud just wide. Giroud probably should be hitting the target there. And Cech with some more brilliance towards the end of the game as well. Leicester didn't test us that much, but I think defensively, if it wasn't for Kasper Schmeichel, it could have been about 3 or 4-0. But at least we do take a 1-0 win there against Leicester.
Martin, great to be here.
And the final one of this episode. Tough game. As you can see, the league table there. But yeah, against Man United at Old Trafford here, the lineups, guys. I'm quite impressed to see not so many like major signings. Usually like EA go crazy and come this far into career mode, even though I'm only in the first season. The squads are usually just completely different, but they're not that bad. To be fair, I've probably done the most. I have to say we have brought a lot of players in. yeah, Welbeck getting a bash at Manchester United. You just have to, don't you? You just do have to. So that was offside, but I included it because I thought it was a great save from Petr Cech.
Morgan Schneiderlin.
Don't know what's going on with the defence there. Shocking. And Fellaini gives Man United the early lead. Marouane Fellaini. Dyed his hair now, of course.
And that has opened the scoring. 1-0 here.
Yeah, it was just really, really bad for myself, to be fair. But, however, it did motivate me, as you can see, straight from kick-off. I think it's Alexis that cuts in. That's a good effort. I possibly should have put that back across. We paid for it later on in the first half, though. Rooney giving Man United a 2-0 lead before half time, and honestly at this point I was like, oh, I'm gonna lose this. I honestly thought, I'm finished now, this is game over, just try and not concede any more goals. But Welbeck gives us a lifeline in the second half. More good play. I seem to be really good at like playing the Arsenal way, to be fair, like just passing it for a bit and then waiting for an opening. Does seem to work for me. But yeah, brilliant. And Welbeck getting a goal against his old club as well is exactly what you want as an Arsenal fan, of course. This was just brilliant from Wilshere, can I just say? And that is just class. And Chamberlain, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who I was either going to sell or loan out, goes and puts us on equal terms at Old Trafford. And that was just brilliant. It's brilliant from Wilshere, though. Like Jack was just an absolute masterclass there, and I think going forward I'm going to try playing Wilshere and Ramsey together more, because I just find that it works really, really well. It's just a matter of them both being fit at the same time, and obviously Cazorla's after more game time as well. And to top us off, guys, Welbeck gives us what could be a winner. I don't want to give too much away. You'll know. Welbeck, what am I saying? Welbeck gives us a latish winner against Manchester United, his old club. And that is just, at half time I was thinking like, it's over, this is over. I thought we're at Old Trafford, 2-0 down at half time. I thought there's no way of coming back from this, but we did. So that was episode 16, guys. 16. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you smash the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, drop some comments on any signings, any thoughts, and just anything in general. Yeah, I really don't mind. We've got like a big game coming up against Chelsea next in the Emirates FA Cup, so that should be interesting. If you want to see that, make sure you stick around, and I'll see you all there.